Hello everyone. Today I wanted to do an update on my Kapok trees and my other cuttings that I got from the bonsai zone. I think it was 1 month ago now actually. When I first got them, they were outside for about a week and a half, and they've been inside ever since. It's been about 2.5 weeks, I think, now that they've been inside. And they've really started to come along really nice. So they're almost past the cutting stage, and they're really starting to grow into small trees here. I brought them home and they had some leaves on the top, and some of these larger ones, and some out the sides, which have just about fallen off now. But we got all this new growth up near the top. So they're really doing really well. I took them out of the water that they were in, and I had some roots on all of them. This one in particular had more roots than the rest of them. You can see here that we're getting some growth out on the sides of the trunk. Not so much growth on the top of this one yet. We have got a little bit on the top, but not a lot. Kind of like a little cluster. But it's doing okay. But the one thing that this now tree, we'll call it, instead of a cutting, is getting that the other ones aren't, is we're getting some growth on the side of the trunk, like I was saying. So yeah, that's really neat. So I'm really thinking about maybe in another month we'll see where the growth gets stronger on it. But if it remains strong down here or in both places, I think I'm going to cut it off almost in the middle here, and I'll have another cutting, and I'll keep this one in this pot here, and we'll try to grow out some branches out the side of the main trunk here. Yeah, so that'll be really cool. Over here I've got the smaller cuttings. It's really hard to see because I got all my other little trees in here. So I got the other cuttings in this terracotta tray here. And some of them have made it and some of them haven't. This one here, it used to have some leaves on it, but they've since dropped off. But the little trunk remains nice and green, so we'll see what happens. I've still got hopes that maybe it'll put forth some growth yet. There's one in the back that really doesn't look good at all. I don't think it's gonna come back. There's that other little one is doing quite well. Another little one up here that's just starting to come back good. Hopefully it'll keep growing. These other little ones are doing great. We've got a lot more growth happening up at the tops. And down here we have the biggest one. And it's got some growth happening at the top, which is good. It's going to start to reach for the light. It's got these larger leaves that were on it, and also on this one here, this larger cutting. If I get on an angle like this, you guys can also see that we're getting some budding going on the side of the main trunk here. There's another one here. And we got another leaf and branch down here. And we got some more growth coming out between the trunk and this stem here. So we'll see what happens. Maybe we'll get some lower, and maybe not. This one here, I plan on growing this one as tall as I can get it. And I want to thicken up the trunk on it. And then I'll probably cut it off at whatever height that I want to down the road. Down here we have my Chinese elm cuttings. Some are looking good, some are not so looking so good. This one here has got some new growth on the top. You can see the difference in the green. The new growth is a lighter green. Over here I have some more new growth. The other ones, there doesn't seem to be any change. They either stayed green, which is kind of hopeful, or there's a couple that have looked like they've died. We'll see what happens with those. Here's my sarisa cuttings. Two are looking pretty good. We got another one down here, a smaller one that it's not looking too good, but it still might make it. We got some very, very small growth that's just coming out on it, so I'm kind of hoping it'll turn around. The one's really almost out of question that I don't think it'll be coming back. The other one's questionable at the back there, the other larger one. The small azalea so far is still doing really good. It has done some growing. Not so much out here. Maybe about a ½ an inch, that's about it. But it's done more growing kind of in towards the center here. The other cuttings I'll show you. If we can get past my big avocado leaves here. Well, maybe just before we go there, why don't we look at my avocado tree now? It has really shot up. There's the seed in there. And if you remember, just about 2.5 weeks ago, when I did a video, I broke this one apart from one of my small ficus cuttings that I had growing. And it was maybe half this size and really almost no leaves on it. Like it looked like it was just starting to push the leaves out. Well, now they're just really starting to get large. Just in 2.5 weeks, so that's really incredible. So way back in here, I have my bougainvillea cuttings and some ficus cuttings, and they are just doing fabulous. You can see at the back, you can see the new growth on the bougainvillea cuttings. Oh, hopefully they'll continue to grow good. Well, that's my update on my kapok trees and my other cuttings. Hopefully most of them will keep on growing good. And we'll talk to you later. Have a great day.